Hi. Is anybody here to join me in my fancy schmancy hotel room here in Fond du Lac? Let's see who is going to be first, if I'm able to even see people's comments. So, Jax West from Stephen Avery Project, Justice with Jax, MAM Gossip, hello Bryce. I think I should turn this light off. It was showing this weird light. Sup, Erica? So this happy hour is going to be different than expected. I just got done with dinner downstairs with all the wonderful ladies that joined us in Wisconsin for this rally. Originally, it was going to be, we would all be together and do this live all together. Everybody's like exhausted from today. And then also our service was really bad in the restaurant tonight, where half the table, we got more than half the table. We ordered salads or appetizers, and it took an hour for us to get our food. So it's 8 o'clock, 8:02 here right now. We got there at 6 o'clock. And this isn't a fancy restaurant. This is just a restaurant in this hotel, So it took forever to get our food, and everybody's just exhausted because we were out in the heat and just want to go back to their rooms. And I don't want to keep pushing this live back, this live is already an hour later than I intended it to be because of the dinner taking so long. So I am back in my room. Everybody else was going to their room, so probably pop on here at some point. But they were still sitting at the table when I'm like, all right, because Christopher, one of our moderators here, he's the one that kept checking in on to be pushing it back to let you guys all know if we were pushing this back more. And so now he was like 8:15, and I'm like, no, we're gonna do this at 8. So here I am. What happened today? Okay, so first of all, there's like 9 of us here at the hotel that we all got here yesterday. Our farthest one coming all the way from Pennsylvania. She drove remember, don't have me do math. I don't remember the number. I think she drove 11 hours to get here. The rest of us are Wisconsin, Minnesota, Illinois. So, it doesn't take us 11 hours. And her getting me closer to the mic. Well, then let's do for Courtney. I'll turn and show you this real quick. Look at this picture. Every one of our rooms at this hotel, the picture in our room is the water tower for Fond du Lac. How weird is that? That's really weird. Okay. It's not that kind of video, even though I'm laying on my bed. But to get closer. So last night we were all here. We met for dinner. So we did dinner. And then they're not serving breakfast. I'm not understanding why we can get dinner at the hotel, but we can't get breakfast. But there's a breakfast restaurant right across the street. So we got up this morning, went for breakfast, and then we came back to the hotel. Everybody decorated their cars. And then we chilled, and everybody went to their own rooms. Yep, pillow talk, Bryce. And then we met back downstairs at 1 o'clock to drive to Waupun together. We went to Waupun. We got there early. Some people met us there. We did not have a big turnout. And I know I've already been sent the screenshots of places like Foul Plays making fun of the rally and the amount of people that were there or not there. And I'm sure, the guilters and all that are just going to make fun of not having a whole lot of people. But we knew going into this that we weren't going to have a whole bunch of people. We organized this in 3 weeks during a virus. And this wasn't just a rally for those of us who were able to come here. It was for all of you as well. That, we still want to see all the signs you've made, and, and we want to bring awareness to this case. So we were at the prison for a couple of hours. It's their Discord channel, Bryce, not their, so they Foul Play only deleted their Facebook, not the Discord where they go to talk shit about everybody at, but then claim they don't talk shit about anybody and they're just about the research. So we were there for a couple hours. There were some people who were standing outside the prison, and then there were some that were driving around. And then when we decided to leave, we first did a drive around the prison honking our horns, and then we drove to Oshkosh. The drive from Waupun to Oshkosh is about a 40-minute drive. Okay? So when we got to Oshkosh, we first pulled into the parking lot at that prison. And we knew from the start, that prison wasn't set up like it is at Waupun. That there's no sidewalk, there's no place that we could have publicly been. But there were no like gates or anything to pull into that parking lot. There were no nothing saying that you can't be in that parking lot. We parked at the very end of the parking lot along the road just to decide what we were going to do. And I said, well, I just want to do a live from here real quick and show everybody what Brendan's prison looked like. So then I get out of my car because I'm going to walk around the prison and video it. And that's when two guys walk out of the prison, two people who work at the prison. One is wearing a white shirt, and when you're wearing a white shirt, it means that, you're a boss. And then also somebody in the regular color shirt, and they both had masks on. And so they walk across the parking lot, because like I said, we're parked way at the back of the parking lot. We're nowhere near the prison, and there's, the parking lot's basically empty. There's not a whole bunch of people there. So I watch them, and then when it becomes clear they are walking towards us, not people who are like walking to their cars or whatever. So then I walk towards them and meet them, and I said, "Can I help you?" And then the one guy says, "Well, no, can we help you?" And I said, "Yeah, we're just stopping here for a minute." And he says, "Well, no, you can't." He says, "I've talked to your," and now I don't remember how he worded it. He said it was either your leader or your organizer, Brad Dassey, and already set it up with Brad Dassey that this is a private property and you can't be here. You can't even park your car in this lot. We're not open. You can't be here. So, what the fuck, Brad Dassey? Well, so Courtney really wanted this rally to be a coming together of everybody who is a supporter. She really doesn't like all these different sides and that we should all be working together. So she's been reaching out to people, so like people that I have nothing to do with, but um I get it, and she's trying to bring everybody together for this. So she had reached out to Brad Dassey and asked him to be a part of this. And so Brad had asked her if he could film his radio show here, or whatever it is that he does. I don't know. I don't follow him. And she had told him fine. So now, after I'm told this, that your leader or your organizer, Brad Dassey, that he'd already had this worked out with them that we can't be there, I tell Courtney, and so Courtney reached out to Brad and was messaging back and forth with him. And so he said that all he did was reached out to the prison to tell them that he was going to be bringing a camera and be filming there. And so they were telling him no, he couldn't bring a camera and film there. I'm blocking the mic. Sorry if I'm blocking the mic. I just, I don't want it to fall down this way, so I'm like holding it up here. So I'm sure what happened is all Brad cares about is filming, doing whatever for his show. Is it still muffled? All right, I'll sit up. Okay, let me know if this is better. I'll just sit up and hold it. But Brad just cares about recording, whatever it is to spotlight Brad. It really wasn't for Brad to reach out to the prison and say anything to them. And he also told Courtney that, he wasn't coming here because he was going to some family's wedding or some shit. But it's like, but no, you were going to come here until they told you that you can't film. So, and it was clear it was as soon as I got out of my car is when people started walking across the parking lot and coming towards us. So we weren't allowed to be at Oshkosh due to Brad Dassey calling the prison and informing them we were going to be there. Brad Dassey is Brendan's half-brother. They have the same father, not the same mother. So now there wasn't a whole lot of us. Courtney wanted us, she's like, well, we could still drive around, but the way Brendan's prison is, we wouldn't have been able to get anywhere near the prison, and nobody's going to hear the honking or whatever. And I was just over everything at that point, that I'd been out in the heat, and now we just drove 40 minutes to get there. And so it's like, forget it. I'm going back to the room. So that's what happened to Oshkosh. I was surprised that Brad would have anything to do with this period because of the fact that he wants to stay in the family's good graces so he can have contact with Brendan, or if he doesn't care about contact with Brendan, he just wants to be able to promote himself and do his whole radio spiel. So I wasn't expecting Brad to be there at all, but I totally surprised by him calling the prison and telling them that a rally was going to be there. So, he doesn't. Well, Debbie, he goes back and forth. He doesn't like Barb, but then the desperation to be a part of this whole making a murderer thing. Hey, Stephanie. His desperation to be a part of making a murderer. And for him to have any contact with Brendan, you have to be in Barb's good graces. So he has to do whatever Barb wants him to do. So, but like I said, we weren't going to be able to do much of anything at Brendan's prison because of the way it's set up. There's no public sidewalks that we could have been on. Nothing. I just wanted to do a quick live of walking around in the parking lot that I would show you the prison so you would see the prison that Brendan is in. We didn't have the big turnout of people here, so there's not a whole lot for me to do a live, because there's only a lot of people left from Waupun. So what was there? I'm trying to remember. 8 cars that went to Brendan's prison. So, so there's not much to show you all rally-wise. But, yeah, just a bummer. I wasn't expecting that at all. I knew there was a chance that we would have guilters that would show up. And thank you to everybody who are in the other groups and you send me the screenshots on showing me what people are saying. Like how Brett Condon, when I had made the post talking about telling the police about Chad Keller, but I hadn't said his name. Then there was Brett assuming I was talking about him, and it's like, dude, you're not even a thought. You're so vain to think this post is about you. Didn't think Brett was coming, and so now Brett was convinced I was talking about him, and he was saying something about because his screen name is Boston Brett, even though his name is Brett Condon. I don't know why he now, because his name online used to be Brett Condon. I don't know why he changed it to Boston Brett, but his name is Brett Condon. But so he was saying that he was going to bring Boston creams to pass out to us at the prison because we're fat and blah blah blah, and he of course is being a perv, thinking we're just these dumb broads that don't get his little, oh, we're eating Boston cream, Boston Brett's cream, ugh. Get over yourself. But so there were no guilters there, which was good because this was not a protest. This was a rally. Rally is showing support. We are supporting Stephen and Brendan and their innocence. There were 2 press outlets that were there. Some independent guy who I've already posted in Gossip, the whatever he had shared on Facebook and the pictures he had posted. And then there was a guy from USA Today there. So the guy, I was talking to the independent guy. He's clearly a guilter. And he's doing there's a lot that shows that Stephen is guilty. And if Stephen's not guilty, then who did it? And I said to him, I was telling the girls at dinner tonight, this was me taking a page out of Jed Stone's book. That's Marnie Yang's lawyer. And when we had done a press conference for Marnie, in Marnie's case, the bad guy in all of this, Sean Gale, a Chicago Bear, the press wants to know about Sean Gale. And Jed says it's not my job to prove who the killer is. It's my job to show you that Marnie is innocent. And that's the same thing I have as a supporter for Stephen. I don't know for sure what happened to Teresa Halbach. I don't feel the need for everybody to think the way I think on this case, that it was Bobby Dassey with an assist from Scott Taddock to cover it up, and then it was law enforcement framing Stephen and with an assist from Mike Halbach, Scott Blodorn, and Ryan Hilgas. You don't need to believe what I believe. I don't feel the need to force that on you. And that this is the way. I know this is the way. Everybody has a right to think whatever theory they think. The only thing I know for sure is it is not Stephen or Brendan. That's it. And so I don't have to fight to show you that. So I'm not going to argue with this guy because he kept trying to get me to then show him, explain to him who did it and how. I'm not going to do that. But I am going to tell you why this piece of evidence, this piece of evidence, this piece of evidence is not real. But he even had said to me at one point, he said how Stephen planned it. How did Stephen plan it? And so I had said to him, for Teresa Halbach to go on a job that Auto Trader sets up for her, she only gets $10. If she goes on what's called a hustle shot, she gets $20. Stephen had her cell phone number. Yet he still made this appointment with Auto Trader. Why would Stephen make an appointment through Auto Trader if the plan is to kill her? That makes zero sense. So how can you say that he planned this? And I said, what is the motive? He was coming into money. Besides the $36 million suit that had just started, he was getting money in December. And after being framed for a murder he didn't do, if he's going to kill somebody, don't you think he's got a list of better applicants than some random girl? And you're right, Madison, she was not scared of Avery. I don't like when people try to say that she said she was scared to go there. No, she was not. So there's no motive. Can I make a motive for Bobby Dassey? Yes. Can I make a motive for Chuck Avery? Yes. Ryan Hilgas? Yes. Law enforcement? Yes. There's no motive for Stephen. So, but again, the point is, I don't need to prove to you who did it. I'm just showing you what evidence is there. So, and with Melissa saying if she died, that's another thing. That I believe there's no proof she's dead. I do not believe she's alive, but there's no proof she's dead. We just know she's allegedly gone. So, but overall, this was a very lovely time here in meeting the supporters who were here, and then also the signs that you guys have posted so far. Oh, they're great. You know, I'm hoping one day Stephen and Brendan can see those signs and all of your support. We will do this again next year if Stephen and Brendan have not been freed by then. Figured this was the last Saturday in Charlene. Charlene was one of the people who was at the prison, and her husband and son were off catching Pokemon. Good, glad you did get picked up. So, if Stephen and Brendan have not been released this year, we will go there again the last Saturday of July in 2021. And maybe with you all knowing a year in advance, people can make their plans to join us for that. And maybe we'll have a bigger turnout, and maybe we won't be in the middle of COVID. I know that did keep some people away as well. So, Tom, Pokemon Go. Yeah. I didn't even know that the Pokemon Go was still happening. I did actually have that app on my phone when it first came out because my son told me to put it on there. Because my son, Pokemon was a big deal for him when he was a little, and so I did all that Pokemon stuff with my son. And it is fun doing that little treasure hunt for the Pokemon. So yeah, I hope you all will join us next year. Kim was with us, Kim Ducat was with us at Waupun, and she did make the drive to Oshkosh, and then she head home from there. She was so sweet at the prison, who was, every time a corrections officer walked past her, she's, have a great day, she was so sweet. Oh, Carrie's on. Carrie had a really awesome cape on today, didn't you, Carrie? Carrie made a cape that she wore. She can tell you about her cape. I'm glad, yeah, Kim is adorable. I'm glad that Kim was able to be part of a rally that she was included in. I hate the way that Kim has been treated by the Making a Murderer community. She's not somebody that gets involved in any of the drama. She doesn't give a shit. Carrie. She doesn't give a shit about any of the drama. I have never had any contact with Kim in the years that I've been doing anything. All she cares about is Steven's, that he's in there and he's innocent. And she's been cut off from Steven. She's had different people claim they were going to get a message to Steven and tell Steven to reach out to her, and she doesn't hear from him. She has sent him letters. Now Steven really doesn't like sending letters back, but still she's not getting a response from Steven, and she loves her cousin, and she's somebody who has always loved her cousin, and she has always been there for him. When we've gone over the visitor logs, she was on there before Making a Murderer. Can't say the same thing about many of the other ones, like Chuck, who never goes to visit. No, Nana, Jeff is at home. I'm here alone. But we got some kick-ass warriors that are here, so we all had each other's backs. So, And I gotta show you again how every hotel room here is a picture of the water tower. That's a weird picture, isn't it? I don't get that picture at all. And I don't know, I'll show you this too. Walking over to my window, I have no idea why. People are tailgating in the parking lot of the hotel next door. Can you see the people tailgating out there? Why are they tailgating? You know, they've got everything out there. I'm not getting it. Oh, and Courtney, if you're watching, there's the fridge. Look. And there's ice cream left in my fridge. Oh my god, it's frozen. What is it? Mint chocolate chip. But there is a fridge in the room. We were talking at dinner and Courtney didn't know there was a fridge in the room. And we're all like, yeah, we all have a fridge. Yeah, go see if you can join. Isn't that weird? I mean, I don't know. Is it something like in the time of COVID that they're just all hanging outside in a parking lot of a hotel? I don't know. I don't know. You drink Pure Leaf too. What's tailgating mean? So Maz, who's not from the States, tailgating usually when stuff like this happens is when you go to a sporting event here. You know, so when you go to one of your big, football, it's typically football that you have the tailgating. So you go to the game early and you hang out in the parking lot and you barbecue and people bring frisbees or, stuff like that. And so it's just a big party in the parking lot before you go into the game. So that's what tailgating is. And that's what they're doing outside of my room right now. Melissa can say that because she lives there. We actually, so at the restaurant tonight, I had to get cheese curds because I can't come to Wisconsin and not get cheese curds. It's just a thing. And so had to, Miss Pennsylvania has never had cheese curds, so she got to have cheese curds for the first time tonight. Yeah. So that's the gist of our rallies. Oh, Charlene had cheese curds today too. So not too much to tell, Great that we didn't have the drama other than whatever Brad Dassey calling Oshkosh. Yep, they were deep fried, Noelle. Cheese curd is just this little cheesy goodness. I thought about that, Lynn, and I have not cleaned my windows. Yeah, only one person had gone to a gas station and cleaned her windows. So it's like, yeah, when I go to leave tomorrow, is something going to happen to my car because I have the stuff written on there? I guess we'll see. Yeah, cheese curd. And how do you know a cheese curd is fresh? When you bite into it, it'll squeak. Squeaks in your, yeah. Nothing like a good cheese curd. No, Nana, Brad was not there. Nana called the prison and told them that he was doing this rally and was bringing camera there. And they told him no. So, whatever. But overall, it was a really nice weekend. Oh, I can show you. So, I got a gift here. Look at this nice gift I got. And it is due to one of the lives I did recently. This is something I mentioned in live. And so they brought me this nice little gift. What is that? Apple butter. Oh my God. Apple butter. I so can't wait to have some apple butter. After all this cheese, apple butter and cheese curds don't go well together. Even though I've been told it's good in cottage cheese, which seems weird. Oh, and then I had to get another Wisconsin thing for me because I spent my summers in Wisconsin, and I would always have to get a lolly. So I bought at Farm and Fleet a bag of lollies. I haven't had any yet, but I have the bag of lollies. So, lovely Wisconsin stuff. Oh, big jar of apple butter in their fridge to go with cinnamon raisin toast. Maz, I like apple butter on a biscuit. That, so like you could have with your tea, pinkies out with your tea, have breakfast with some apple butter on a biscuit. Oh, good stuff. So where are we at now? The rallies are done. Oh my God, more food talk. Applesauce. There's applesauce still at my house. Don't ignore my cheese comment. How am I supposed to bring you cheese, Jeff? I'm all the way up here. I'll figure out my schedule for the coming week, and we'll get back into Brendan calls, and then July next year we'll be back here. Oh, another article from USA Today, huh? Hopefully it's a good one. I haven't seen it. Is it good or bad, Carrie? 2:30 a.m. there, Maz. What time is it? 8:40 here. I slept horribly last night. This bed just... Oh, my back and everything was acting up. A lot of pain. So, and that's what I told everybody when I left them at dinner, because they talked about meeting up for breakfast tomorrow, and I'm like, I might be gone. I might be getting up early, and just, if I'm waking up every 2 hours again and I hurt or whatever, I'm just going to hit the road. Good, Carrie. That's good to know. Um, so I may hit the road way early tomorrow morning, depending on how I sleep. And I'm just, now that my curtains are still open, I'm just still feel it's weird that these people are all out in the parking lot out there. I don't know. Um, they're not making any noise, so it's not like it's going to be disrupting me from sleeping or whatever. Oh, okay. Picture of Kim Ducat. Yay! Where are we staying? We are at the Radisson in Fond du Lac. When I was looking for a hotel in the area, I wanted some place that had like a restaurant and stuff for us to be at. Um, and then I still don't understand why they can't do breakfast but can do dinner. You know, they have like a to-go breakfast thing that you can grab down there that looks like cereal or something, but you know, not your typical continental breakfast thing, you know, so there's no muffins or any of that due to COVID. Um, my drive is 2.5 hours back home. Carrie says, "Show them your shirts." My shirt that I'm wearing is the guessing is not confessing shirt. That's the one I'm wearing today. And I wore my Stephen Avery one yesterday. And then I'll wear my vagina bat one tomorrow. It's a great night to party in the lot. Yeah, it's hot as fuck here and really humid. And that's the last thing I'd want to do is, I mean, the sun's down now, but standing on the asphalt, and you know that the asphalt's been soaking up that hot sun all day. No, that's miserable. See, how many people are out there? How do I turn this around? One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oh my God, they're putting up a bouncy house. Are you fucking kidding me? Oh wait, no, they're putting up a movie screen. Really? They're gonna watch a movie in the parking lot? I mean, and this isn't the parking lot of the hotel I'm at. The hotel next door is a Holiday Inn Express. So they're gonna watch a movie out here tonight. Oh my God. That's so funny. There's Fond du Lac. Stephanie, can you see? Where are you in the hotel? Can you see the movie screen? Now I'm gonna be fucking curious as what movie are they watching? Because now I'm literally sitting on my bed, and let me turn the screen around. Sitting on my bed, you look out the window, and there's the screen. So I don't know. I don't know if everybody else here can see that screen, but maybe everybody else in this hotel may need to crash my room and watch the movie out my window. Maybe they'll stream Making a Murder. Yeah, so we had booked these, you know, we're supposed to be in the same block of rooms. And so Paula and I are up here on the second floor. Everybody else is down on the first floor, so we're not even all together. Dirty Dancing, you can watch it for free. Yeah. So, well, I will assume a movie won't start, though, for like another 45 minutes, because I know from doing movies at my house, you have to wait until it's dark. Oh, Stephanie, yeah, it's right out, you know, right out my window. So that makes more sense now, though. It's, during COVID, people are anxious for things to do. Let's all go to the lobby and sit in a parking lot and watch a movie together. So that's fun. Good for them. Better not be some stupid movie. Oh, was there, Carrie? Yeah. Carrie, do you guys see it down by you, or no? You were more towards the pool, right? So, in the veranda, you've got a veranda down there, don't you, Carrie? Madison, down by me, the movie theaters sell the popcorn. So they're not open, but you could go and just get movie popcorn. Our theaters are not open down in Illinois, or at least by me. I'm Fast and Furious. Oh my God, how weird would that be if it was Fast and Furious when we're listening to the Brendan calls. He just talks about how much he wants to see that movie. Oh, tempted to buy a couple large popcorn. I don't have any popcorn with me. I've got fruit snacks and nuts. And I put a tea in my fridge. That's what I got. Yep, they've got coolers down there. Somebody just delivered a pizza. Oh my God. Yeah, she just delivered a pizza down there. Oh, Bryce, you're down in Springfield. I go down when we're in session. You may have to crash that party, Carrie. I can text you guys, Carrie, when I know what movie it is, if that makes a difference to you. Oh, that's fun, Kathy. Yeah, Jeff and I, we have a projector. And so I've hosted one movie night so far outside. And the weather and stuff have just made it so we can't, we haven't done another one. Oh, come join me for a horseshoe. I did, last year, Bryce, I was in Springfield for a week and I had to try a horseshoe because that's what everybody kept talking about. What one did I get? Mexican horseshoe. Springfield, Illinois, it's something they're like known for, and they call them horseshoes. So it's just fries that are topped with tasty goodness, and they've got all these different ones. And so I did one that's like nachos, but it's not chips, it's fries. Yep. And so like every restaurant down there has horseshoes. I don't know, why is it called a horseshoe, Bryce? I don't know if I read that or knew why it's called a horseshoe. But I love me some fries. I know. We need to just start doing lives where all we do is talk about food. And we were talking about lots of food while we were sitting there waiting over an hour for our salads. Yeah, I don't know all the different varieties of horseshoes. Sorry, I'm distracted as I just keep watching everything they're doing down there now. But there's tons, and then you could get a full horseshoe or half horseshoe. Okay, Bryce isn't sure why it's called that. I don't know. Maybe that's something we're gonna have to Google when I'm off of here if I remember. Google, why does Springfield call their snack a horseshoe? So, all right, I guess I'm going to let you all go. I really want to take a shower after how hot and sweaty I was today. It's need a shower, and then poor Maz needs a translator book. I'm so sorry, Maz. Yeah, things are weird here in the States. I get it. And so I'll need to decide if I'm going to be watching this movie out my window, or right now what's on my screen over here, one of the American Pies. I've just had my TV on HBO the whole time while I've been here. So before I went to dinner, I was watching Bridesmaids. Erica wants to know the movie. Yeah, I don't think they're going to start the movie for at least another 40 minutes. I mean, it is. I don't know if you can tell on here, but it is, the screen looks like it's kind of backlit. As I zoom in, this is getting pixelated and yucky. So, yeah, I don't know if there's some kind of projector behind it that lights it up, or is that just the parking lot light? Oh yeah, that would suck too. Now that I think about it, that the lights are on in the parking lot, that would make it hard to see the movie. You need it to be dark. I don't know. Now there's two dudes probably. We're going to figure this out and get this all set up. That's what we could do. We just watch what's going on down there and make the words. Or is that something that the hotel, there's kids that are playing over there. So it's like, so are these people actually staying at this hotel? Oh, I'm seeing something coming up on the screen. What is that? It looks like an elephant. I don't know what that is. Pull this bench over here. All right, they're just adjusting. They're adjusting their screen and everything. Guess that movie. What is that now? I don't know why it keeps making it look yucky on here, and then I click my screen and it makes it look good for a second, and then it's not good. Oh, that's somebody's computer, because now we're seeing, or it's their phone. Oh, they're in Amazon Prime Video. Can we? Oh, okay. Is he searching something? Because I'm like, are we literally going to see this guy's login and password? Comedy Central. Down in front, dudes. You're standing in front of the screen. Well, Audrey, come to my room and you can get face masks. I'm in room 217. Come and knock on my door. No, I can't hear any sound. Oh, Ford versus Ferrari. Jeff loves this movie. I don't know if that's what they're going to end up playing. Saying HBO. Oh, it's commercial for HBO. So, oh, they're watching HBO on demand. So, is this going to be that movie, Ford versus Ferrari? Oh, Heather, what are people going to do to me? I know, I thought about it at first, going, oh, I shouldn't say my hotel room number. Whatever, come and get me. Stay dressed. Yes, I will. Alright, I'd already seen this part before of the football players, but that had said something Comedy Central. I know, right? Get on with it. What the frick are you guys playing? Dumbo goes to Manitowoc. If the guy would turn off his tail lights, that's what's making this all blurry now, because the thing's trying to focus weird because of those dumb lights that are on. It just seems to keep playing the same exact football scene. Yeah, that would be funny medicine. Oh, back into his phone. Yeah, Maz, I would bet that's a good guess. Okay, now with Comedy Central, and it's the same football thing playing again. Oh my God, that scared me.
Open up.
Oh my gosh, you're old. You're just keep going in. Yeah, look out the window.
You're right above us.
Am I?
Yeah. Yeah, that's what we thought we heard. I want to get some masks. We want masks.
You wanted 2 masks, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
How much are they?
They're $20.
Total?
Total.
Or 2 each?
Yeah, $10
each.
for
Really?
each.
All right.
Yeah, no, come here. We're still live right now, but here, look.
Did you figure it out?
Is that the blind side?
No, it's the same thing they keep showing in a Comedy Central thing pops up. You know, and it's keeps showing this same exact thing over and over again, this football scene.
You want me to go ask him?
I must feel good.
Go ahead.
I will.
Nice picture in your room. I know.
I'm
Room
very
looks just like ours.
Right?
Thanks, Jax.
Yeah. Let me know if you figure out what the movie is.
Maybe I'll walk over there and ask.
Well, that's what Carrie just said she was going to do. She's walking over there.
Oh, is she?
Bye. Kim, did you send me your address on where to send you a mask to? Now that I come back and see you talking about it? So yeah, it's still that same football thing, but Carrie says she's gonna walk over there and go ask them what they're gonna play. So I guess we'll see if we see her. Yes, you did, Kim? Okay. Alright, now we're seeing something different on the screen. I don't know what... Some cartoon thing. Oh, there's Carrie. Wait. Where are you, Carrie? There she is. Carrie's walking over there. That's so funny that she's down there asking. Thanks, Kim. I'll get that sent out to you. She's pointing up, so I'm waving, and he's waving back. Oh my God, that's so funny. Football training video. Oh. She's fucking good now. Alright, so what movie is that? Is this the movie they're playing, or is this another preview thing? can't remember what those two guys' names are. That they work together on things. So, like, they've got that movie, what is it? Keanu? And then the one guy, oh, nope, so that's not the movie they're watching because it just went out of there. He's the one that wrote and did Get Out. Yeah, right, Maz? Yeah. Looking for a party. Oh, now it's Family Feud. Key and Peele! There you go. Thank you, Amanda. And Madison. Carrie. They have beer and meat grilling. Oh my god. Carrie, they didn't say what movie they're gonna watch though? Is it undecided what they're gonna watch? Well, I guess I might end up leaving you guys hanging. And you'll have to tune in another time to find out what movie they ended up playing. Because they're just not playing anything in particular. What is this now? Somebody in an electric chair, falling out of an electric chair. Oh, undecided till kids pick. Okay. So definitely not going to wait around. But that's awesome that they're letting the kids pick a movie.